welcome back to Starborn Tarot. Today we're asking Spirit for messages from your higher self. I'm really excited about this reading. I'm already getting messages, so when you are ready, please fast forward to the timestamp in the description box, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi, Pile 1. If you guys chose the star card, then this is your reading. So I'm going to put this over here, I think. I pulled some oracle cards. So your first card is transformation with the number 19. Then we have, I am one with the force is with me. You are connected with all that exists in the universe. You're never truly alone. Then we have Archangel Metatron, heaven to earth. Your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. And we have Ben 10, creative luck, Japanese goddess. So, wow. So first of all, your higher self is someone really powerful. You are most likely a light worker of some kind. Anyway, let me just start with transformation here. So you're going to resonate with this message if you have been going through a profound shift in your life, or you've already gone through one. It gives me the energy of like, you know, this is one lifetime, but you've been like 50 different people. And like now you are more rooted in like your authenticity and your higher self. I do feel like most of this group is already in alignment with their higher self, especially here with Metatron. Your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. I do feel like for most of you, you are already embodying your higher self. And that's just so amazing and so beautiful. You know, a lot of people never reach their potential or connect with their true soul essence. And this group is either in the process of that or is already doing that. And I'm so happy for you. And you should be really, really, really proud of yourself. The number 19, I don't know if I said it, might be significant. It reduces to a 1. So if you've been seeing like 111, it's also a call to wear brighter colors. You are really just meant to shine and be seen with this transformation card right here. I'm getting chills right now. You're high, and I want to get emotional. Guys, oh my God, your higher self is like so proud of you. And you have no idea like how supported you are. Oh my gosh, give me a second. Okay, moving over here. So the number 21 might also be significant. You could be a Star Wars fan. I'm also getting that we have like, you know, we have a Jedi here, right? And the Jedi, you know, they channel the Force. And I feel like you are like a Jedi on like the earthly plane, you know, like you are constantly channeling the divine. I feel like you probably are a channeler. Like this is giving, it's giving psychic, it's giving witch, it's giving like shaman. It's definitely like, it's giving you are magical, and like I hope you know it. Like your higher self is like, you are magical, like you are that bitch, like you just are. Underneath this transformation card was the magic card, which is a pentacle. So it represents like, you know, Wiccans, witches. That could be something that you resonate with, or something your higher self is like, hey, check this out, like you may enjoy it. You could have been a witch in a past life. If you do want to know more about that, you can meditate with a pentacle symbol if you feel called to. The number on that card is also a 3. So a 3 or 333 may be significant for this group. Moving over here to Metatron, your current situation is in alignment with your mission on earth. You know, that is just a huge shout out from like an archangel, like, hey, like you are doing what you were supposed to be doing. And part of that mission is in this creativity, is in being seen, in sharing your gifts, in sharing your magic. Metatron's cube may also be a significant sign for this group as well. If you want to connect more deeply with Metatron, you can get his cube and sit with it or meditate with it if you feel called to. I'm also getting like his twin brother I'm probably going to butcher it. It's like Sandalphon. And represents like the bridge from the divine to earth. And it talks a lot again about like creating and channeling messages from the divine to earth for the people that need them. He's also a sign that, you are not here by accident. Your ascension and your being here was quite intentional. Like, you are giving massive like earth angel energy. Like, I'm telling you, like, I feel so energized, like, in your energy right now. Like, it's like zooming through my cells, like in the best way, like kind of like a high. Like, it's really, really amazing. Wow, who are you guys? You're someone really freaking cool, is what you are. Um, but yeah, they're just Metatron's acknowledging like you are divine and you are special and you are one of a kind, and it is your mission to share that energy with the earth. Like, you are part of the collective wave right now, or excuse me, you are part of creating the collective wave that is bringing in the new earth and shifting these low vibrational energies that are happening. And like, you just spreading love and light, even if you don't feel like it makes a difference or it doesn't make that much of a difference, it really, really does. It reminds me of that movie, Pay It Forward, with the little boy who's just very kind, and like he just does these simple acts like helping clothe someone or feed that person, and then that person, is like, wow, that's really nice, and like, I didn't expect that compassion from a little child. And then, later on in their life, they stop someone from jumping off a bridge, and it just becomes like this movement. That is what you are doing for the collective in your own way, and that'll be different for all of you. But I do feel like for a lot of you, you are like a spiritual light worker. God, I cannot stop getting emotional. Like, your higher self and your guides are just like, oh my gosh, you know that? Who was that red carpet person? I think it might have been Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, and she's on the red carpet. Oh no, I think it might have been Will Smith. And he's like, Jada's over there and she's taking pictures and she's all beautiful. And he's got his hands out like this, like, check her out. Like, look at this girl. Like, she just shines. Like, look at her. Like, that's how your guides come over to you. And it's really sweet and it's really beautiful. Archangel Michael might be significant for this group as well. That's something coming through. I feel like you guys are just getting spiritual upgrades, and that's like part of this transformation. And it's coming not just from your higher self, like, it's coming from all sides. Like, I know this is a higher self reading, but it's like you guys are like warriors and you have this like army behind you, like, wow. And with Ben 10 over here, like creative luck, you're receiving downloads and nudges, and like, just so you know, like, anything you create right now, you will experience a lot of luck in it, because one, you deserve to, and two, because it is needed for the collective. This Benten is also a Japanese goddess, so Japanese culture may be significant. Isis was another goddess coming through for you guys. She was under Benten here. And I believe she's the Egyptian goddess of, again, like, magic. Like, you guys are so magical, and like, I hope you know that. Like, even your cards are magical. Like, you have this star card here, and like, it's like she's making magic. Like, she's like pulling magic out of thin air, and like, you guys have that ability. And I'm like, wow. Like, wow, you are always connected. So even if you're in the middle of a transformation and like you feel alone, like, just please remember and know how supported you are. And when you feel alone, you can connect with these beings. I would just set the intention to meditate and drop in and to connect with like higher forces that love and support you. And I feel like that could be really comforting if you are alone. You also may be someone who potentially has a divine counterpart, because I'm looking at Metatron, and I'm seeing his twin brother. So there may be a special soul here waiting to come into union with you when the time is right. I say when the time is right because especially for light workers, you know, your mission and your purpose is of the utmost importance. So you may need to find your path and be on your path and be in your purpose before you come into union with your person. Because you know those relationships, especially if you meet too early or before you've healed or before you start, you know, living your purpose, they can become a little bit distracting, especially the energy of a divine counterpart. It is really, really intense and magical, and it can become overwhelming. I say that because I do have a divine counterpart, and when I tell you I was obsessed, it's an understatement. And you know, I've graduated, like healed, integrated, so it's not so much of an issue anymore, and I am living in my purpose. So I hope someone special comes in for me soon as well. But regardless, like just, you know, living in your truth, expressing yourself, like standing out, even if you're afraid, I mean, it's going to be pivotal to, you know, unlocking this magical energy that is within you guys. I can't even with you guys. I'm just like, wow. Like, really, wow. Like, thank you for allowing me to channel your energy. I can't even tell you how wonderful it feels, you guys. Yeah. Well, I'm going to pull one last mindful message for you guys. And my intention is that this message is directly from your higher self. So I have my mindful message deck here. Let me give it a quick shuffle. I'm trying not to shuffle loud, and I'm just fumbling this deck. The ocean may also be significant for this group. Water could be something very healing for you, like a trip to the beach or to a lake or to the river, or even baths could be really helpful and like really soothing for this group. Or especially if like you do resonate with like the message about perhaps practicing witchcraft, or you know, maybe you are like a Wiccan or you resonate as being a witch. Water magic could be something that your higher self is encouraging you to try, like scrying or something like that. I'm not super familiar with water magic, but that could be something. Anyway, could we get a final message from pile one's higher self? Oh, that came out fast. It's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. Wow, yeah. I'm hearing Taylor Swift, like, people throw rocks at things that shine in life, makes love work hard. That's what this reminds me of. You know, someone with such a beautiful light is going to trigger others, whether they, you know, want to or not. It is an unfortunate part of, you know, being a light worker. You know, your light will cast shadows on people's wounds, and that is not your fault. And your higher self is just encouraging you to just, you know, move on. Just let it go. Don't waste your time or energy. And don't also take other people's rejections personally. I know that's hard. That's a harder thing to do than it is to like just say. But again, you are so beautiful and magical, and you know that is going to intimidate some people. And if it does, and they don't feel good enough for you, that is a really unfortunate thing. But you know, you deserve someone that's going to stand on the pedestal with you. You don't really want someone who is going to look at you like you're above them. That will create problems. Like, You deserve an equal, pile one. That's all I want to say. That's what I want to say. You deserve an equal, and you will have an equal, especially if you do resonate with, like, you know, knowing that there's someone special for you, or a divine counterpart, or twin flame, or however you want to label it. I don't personally, it doesn't matter to me, but you know, just, you will find someone that will match your energy. And in the meantime, like, don't take the haters personally. Just let that shit go. Just be like, yeah, sure. And I feel like most of you are, you know, you're very sovereign in yourself, and that's a non-issue. But there may be, especially as you start like creating and sharing your gifts, there may be an influx of haters and, you know, negative feedback, and that's just something that you should just let go, because, you know, not everyone's going to agree with your opinions, your beliefs, your thoughts, your work. But not everyone is for you, and it shouldn't be that way. You don't, if everyone loved you, then you're kind of doing something wrong. I'm sorry, that's just what I believe. So, yeah, and this kind of looks like a cell phone to me. So especially if like you're getting hate online, please just disregard it, and don't spend your energy like giving back to that. Like, don't reply, just delete. Like, just don't even worry about it, okay? So let me see what's on the bottom of the deck really quickly. Opportunities for growth. Everything is happening for me in my evolution. Yeah, just another confirmation of like, you are either in the midst of transformation, or you've been through a transformation, and it's made you into a human version of your higher self, and you should just be so incredibly proud of yourself. And again, it's an honor to read your energy and channel your higher self. So I hope the message resonated, and I will see you guys in another reading. Hi, pile 2. If you guys chose the Queen of Pentacles card, then this is your reading. So I'm going to scoot her over here. I've got some oracle cards. So the first is the earth element with the number 11. And then these cards, you guys got 3. So the first is find your focus. The world around us is full of constant distractions. Go to a quiet spot, sit in silence, close your eyes, and breathe. Find peace within yourself. Some situations in life may seem impossible, but you can't give up just because the odds are against you. Learn to identify what you can and cannot control, and then accept what you can do from there. And then lastly, tell someone that you love them, even if you're pretty sure they already know. I'm messing my cards up. Frustrating. All right, and then we have the angel Seraphil, heart of devotion. Let the cup of your heart be filled through commitment and dedication. And then lastly, we have the goddess Oya, or Oya, with expression. All right. Okay, so pile 2, it seems like for the most part, the message coming through for you from your higher self is that they'd like you to get grounded. The earth element tells me that, you know, your energy may be scattered, and it's really important that right now you nourish yourself and you rest. This card can talk about also needing sustenance in the form of like root vegetables, so like carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, radishes, turnips, things like that. And I already can tell you're like, probably gross, I'm not really interested, but that could be something that could really balance your hormones and or like blood sugar levels, or just overall just make you feel a lot better. Mint tea is something coming through as well. Mint can be very grounding because the physical sensation you get from drinking it can really bring you back into your body. Oranges are coming through as well. You know, oranges, even smelling oranges, is a natural antidepressant. So that could be something that could be really helpful for you guys. The number 11 is also coming through. So if you've been seeing 111 or 1111 or even 222, that's coming through for you guys. It seems like earth energy is really significant for this pile. So you could be a Capricorn, Virgo, or a Taurus. The Queen of Pentacles is an earth energy as well. I'm moving over here to these cards. I feel like this message tells someone that you love them, even if you're pretty sure they already know. I feel like this is not a message really connected to the rest of this, but it feels like if you have someone on your heart, or your heart is calling you to share your truth with someone, your higher self is really, really encouraging you to do that. You know, our time on earth is pretty short, and you only get one life. I mean, I truly believe you get reincarnated, but you know, you only get one life as you are now with the person, you know, you are meant to share it with. And I feel like your higher self is like, please tell this person that you love them. Maybe you've been taking that person for granted, or you just haven't connected with them in a long time, and they're really encouraging you to do that. The number 23 could be significant. That could be your age, your person's age, or the number 5, which is a lot about like big change and transformation. So you could be, or you may share a connection with someone, or be in a relationship with someone that is going through like a deep process of transformation, and perhaps like your connection is still unfolding. And you sharing your truth and your love for them could be what your higher self is calling you to do next. So just take that message if it resonates. And then under here we have some situations in life may seem impossible. That could be connected to this romantic situation where your higher self is calling you to share your truth or love with someone. Maybe your situation is unorthodox, or taboo, or you feel like people would look down on your connection, and maybe you feel like certain societal restrictions. And your higher self is kind of asking you to just like throw caution to the wind in this situation. Obviously, don't put yourself in a position that could potentially harm you or anything like that. But like, if this situation is safe, like, and it's not a threat to your security, like, I feel like, you know, it is important that you just, you don't let conditioning or other people or opinions like prevent you from doing what you know is right for you in your heart. For the other group of you, the other camp, it seems like, you know, you may be ungrounded because there's something you need to do, a purpose you need to fulfill, or something you want to achieve, and you don't know exactly how to go about doing that. You could be procrastinating or really overthinking the situation, and that's why your higher self is asking you to get grounded and nourish yourself right now. And overall, though, you know, your higher self, they're asking you to get grounded because they don't want you to give up. Like, and the situation is not actually impossible. They are asking you to get in touch with yourself, like find your clarity, find your focus, and really believe in yourself. You know, if you want to succeed, like, you will have to believe in yourself. You kind of have to fake it till you make it. You know, this group could have suffer from some imposter syndrome, or maybe you feel intimidated, or you know, maybe you just don't feel confident, and your higher self would just like to tell you that you can literally do anything you set your mind to. I feel like meditation would be something really helpful for this group, and meditation doesn't have to be just sitting quietly in a space. I would tell you the truth, that's really hard for me to do. I know people who run as a form of meditation. I know people that just like walk in nature. I myself will do mindless tasks, and I actually will receive a lot of downloads that way when I'm not really thinking about anything and I'm doing something on autopilot, like laundry or vacuuming. And it's like, you know, those things are not quiet, but I tend to find a lot of solace and like get mental clarity when I'm in a state like that. So that could be something your higher self is asking you to do right now. The number 27, like I said, could be significant, reduces to 9. 27 could be your age. 9 could be, you know, you're in a period of like releasing right now, like and shedding. So that's what I'm getting for those here. Ray is also That's the character Rey from Star Wars. Your name could be Rey, or someone significant to you, their name could be Rey. This is also Jin Urso, so Jin could be insignificant. Maybe the alcohol, I don't really know. Maybe you're having a little too much gin. I don't really know. Yeah, Leia could be a significant name. My dog's name is actually Leia because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, if you couldn't tell from my Star Wars guidance cards. And then we have Seraphil, the angel over here. If there is something like perhaps you want to achieve or you want to create, this angel is, I'm translating this through your higher self. So it feels like they want you to be devoted and committed to that path. Perhaps you've been procrastinating, or it's like, it's like what you want to achieve would be like climbing a mountain, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Like, I'm seeing that meme where it's like the little woman and she's like walking up like these steps slowly to climb this mountain, so it's like your higher self is asking you to just take it one step at a time, like day by day, like little practical things that you can accomplish, like setting yourself up for success. So if you are creating something, like have the tools out and ready and available to you, so when you do feel inspired, you just can set yourself down into that space and just go for it. I'm creating an oracle deck, and I have finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, I haven't created in like months, and I went and set all my art tools out ready to go with paintbrushes, water, everything at my dining table, so I can't ignore it. It's there, and so when I feel inspired, I can just sit down and just go for it, So your higher self is really asking you to tap into your creative energy and like find reasons to get inspired. You could even do like a vision board or like a Pinterest board. I do that every new year for what I want to manifest, and I have it pinned up on my bedroom wall. So like first thing when I wake up, it's the first thing I see, and I'm reminded of like what I want to achieve, and then that sets me in the headspace of like, okay, what do I need to do to achieve that, right? And then we have Oya expression over here. So yeah, I'm getting a couple translations. So this could mean, express yourself like through what you feel called in your heart to do. But also if you do resonate with that random message about, telling someone that you love them, like this is giving like speak up, speak now, like forever hold your peace kind of energy. So maybe there's like a connection on the line, and your higher self is like, please don't miss this, please don't mess it up, like go tell them how you feel. That could be a message for you. But overall it feels like a message of like, we want you to get grounded so you can express yourself, and so you have clarity, and you can be in your highest self and fulfilling your mission here, like on earth. That's kind of what this is giving. So I'm going to pull really quickly a final message from Mindful Messages. I set the intention that this would be from your higher self, so anything they want to say. And for some of you, this may not be a specific thing. I'm getting it could just be like your healing, like maybe you're deep in the healing and transformation process, and your higher self would just like you to get grounded to just help continue facilitating that healing process. Spirit, can we have a final closing message from pile 2's higher self? A final message. The movie Hercules is coming through. I'm hearing, I will find my way. I can go the distance. Pile 2. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. We have doing our best. We are all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any decision I take is okay, no matter the outcome. I make the best of any situation and learn as I go. So yeah, I think it's also really important, if you do, or if you have been like maybe a little bit fearful to share your truth and or share your heart with someone or the collective, like please do not be hard on yourself. I feel like this is the group that probably would be very hard on themselves. And we are all just doing our best, and especially like perhaps like you have been through like a cycle or through a process with someone, and maybe it hasn't gone the way you wanted, or perhaps like there's confusion, like just we're all doing our best, and we can only do what we can with the information we have at the time. So just please forgive yourself and move forward, and know it's okay if you make mistakes. And your higher self is like, even even if you don't fulfill this person, or excuse me, this mission, or tell this person how you feel, like we are all just doing our best, and it's okay. Like I said, like what's meant for you will circle around until you are ready to receive it. So if you do another cycle of kind of sitting in this like limbo phase and feeling ungrounded, like that's okay. Like you can only do your best in what you're physically capable of. Your higher self is just asking you to set yourself up for success, and to just really like root into yourself so you can have the clarity to move forward. Yeah, and any decision you make, even if you decide not to share your truth or to fulfill this thing, like it is still going to be okay. You are still going to be all right. There's always different timelines and different paths and different joys and different lessons. So yeah, just be kind to yourself, please. Do not self-flagellate. Just recognize that you're a human and you're doing the best you can, and let that be enough. Okay. So I just want to say I believe in you guys. Okay. I believe you can tap into this higher version of yourself, and you can do what you need to do, and everything's going to be okay. All right. So I hope the messages resonated with you. That was a little bit wonky. But I hope I see you guys in another reading. Hi, pile 3. If you guys chose this Empress card, then this is your reading. So I'm going to slide her over here. I pulled some oracle cards for you. So first we have Psychic with the number 48 or 12, and that reduces to 3. That could be your age. Next we have Yoda with true wisdom comes from both knowledge and experience, but you don't have to live 900 years to become wise. Teach yourself one new thing a day. Wisdom comes in many forms. Next, we have the Archangel Michael, spiritual acceleration. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. Move forward. And then we have the Japanese goddess with inner beauty. I'm probably going to butcher her name, but it's like Amaterasu. So she's over here. So, oops, I got some dust on it. All right, so this is your pile. If you've been going through a spiritual awakening of some kind, or maybe a difficult period in life where you're lacking clarity, and you're learning a lot of lessons. And I know how difficult that is. It is not fun to go through a spiritual awakening. It is like, your whole world crashing down, old patterns, old beliefs, like who you thought you were falls away, and you are transforming into someone else, and that can be really difficult. So I really empathize with you if that's something you are experiencing. But your higher self kind of has a lot to say, so I'll just get into it with this, starting with this Psychic card here. So part of your spiritual awakening may be realizing latent psychic abilities. Right when I touched this card, psychic dreams were something coming through. So you may actually be having visions of other timelines and or psychic visions of your future, especially if it involves another person. This is a sacred geometry symbol. It's like Vesica Pisces. So Pisces energy may be significant, but it's about 2 intersecting circles. So if you resonate as having someone special, or you are calling someone special in, This is definitely your pile. Divine counterparts are coming through, especially with Archangel Michael. He is a divine counterpart, the angel Faith. And then this is giving like union energy to me as well. So maybe you're having psychic visions of like union with the person you are meant to come into union with, or you're dreaming about someone you've never met before, or you feel connected to someone you've never met before. That could be something you are experiencing. If you guys haven't, been experiencing that, I expect that it's going to start happening to you. Claircognizance is something coming through, just like, psychic knowing, and clairsentience as well. So like psychic feeling, you may be picking up on someone else's emotions, like perhaps like a future partner, the people around you, or, if you resonate as having a divine counterpart, you are actually, this is your confirmation that you're picking up on their energy. This Yoda card tells me, you guys are very wise, and you can trust the knowing and the messages that you are receiving. I feel like some of you, like, you doubt your abilities, or you doubt yourself sometimes. I don't know if that's all the time. But everything that's happened in your life up to this point, it has been for your highest good, in order to gain wisdom and the knowledge you need to be in your highest self. Like, don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt the messages that you are receiving, psychically or otherwise. The Empress is a very divine, feminine energy. So I feel like you are receiving knowledge that you can trust. I also, I want to read this Archangel Michael card. It talks about a lot of spiritual acceleration. Like I said, like psychic gifts breaking, perhaps a spiritual awakening. So I'm going to read it to you guys really quickly. All right. So also really quickly, Archangel Michael is associated with like the police, special forces, firefighters. His number is 911. So if you ever see that, that's like confirmation from him in your daily physical life that, he is guiding you and protecting you. He is the spiritual warrior angel, and I pray to him as well. And I get really excited when I do see 911, because I've actually been seeing it my whole life. And I didn't really know, I think of like September 11th, not a great time. But if you do see that number, like that's him, like making his presence known in your life, as well as 111. But anyway, I'm just going to read like the message part here. So all the roadblocks you have been facing are tumbling down. Angels are giving you the go-ahead. Now is the time. Move forward in the knowledge that the divine is opening the way to experiences, opportunities, and connections that will help you live with purpose and live on purpose. Like I said, like this was giving divine counterpart energy, like special connection, and like I said, divine counterpart faith for Archangel Michael. So that may be something that is coming in for you, or confirmation for you. With all that is happening, it's important to stay rooted in your spiritual practice and connection with the divine, because this loving presence is the reason you are who you are today. In the speed of it all, take time to pause, reflect, and be grateful for where you are. This energy of acceleration will not only catapult you into opportunities and experiences that will carry you towards success and achievement, but also take you beyond some of the people and places you once felt at home with. Like I said, you may be like shedding or outgrowing old identities, old stories, people, timelines, and that could be causing some stagnation or confusion, especially with like psychic gifts breaking. There's a good chance that some of the people will feel left behind or unseen, so be aware that they will require tenderness and consideration. The ultimate key to growth is never to forget who you really are and where you have come from as you go further and reach higher. So yeah, maybe part of the confusion you guys are feeling is because you are feeling called to leave people and places behind. But, you know, as you grow, things that were once in alignment with you are no longer in alignment with you. And it is a very loving thing to do, to release those connections and those places and things, because they are holding you back. And truthfully, like, they are holding these people back as well. This reminds me of, you know, like people who stay in connections like too long, or where there's not really feelings anymore, or you've definitely outgrown each other, but you feel like, you know, perhaps you have to be committed to that person and you just have to stick around anyway, when really that's not a loving thing to do, because you are holding them back from a situation that would be fulfilling and loving and facilitate their growth, as well as yourself. So I'm sorry if you don't agree with that message, but I'll die on that hill. So fight me in the comments if you want to. But it is not loving to stay with someone that you do not care about. I had to learn that lesson the hard way myself. So I will just say that. But yeah, anyway, you are going through a spiritual transformation process. Your higher self and other guides are working with you to fast track your spiritual growth. Your spiritual growth may have already started being fast tracked by someone you met that was very special, perhaps a divine counterpart or someone who was meant to awaken you. And then we have inner beauty over here. So part of why that's happening is because you are a really beautiful soul, and some of you have forgot that, and or you have a light and a goodness in you that, and you deserve to have someone to share that with and to experience good things, and you know, reap the rewards and receive good things, because you are a really good person. Even if like I get like some of you don't think like you're that attractive, but like it's reminding me of something my counterpart said to me once. He said, you know, your outside is really beautiful, but like your soul is like 20 times more beautiful than that. Like that's what this is giving. Like you guys are also giving like earth angel energy, but you know, don't take that if it doesn't feel right to you. But that was coming out in another pile, so you could have felt drawn to another pile. I also want to read to you really quickly a short passage from the Archangel Uriel, because he kind of popped out and I felt like it was significant. But part of his message is that you may feel like you're in a funk or stuck because you're in the thick of it, but soon the clouds will part and the light will shine once more. Know that things do get better from here. So I feel like overall your higher self wants you to know, like, you are in the process of learning and growing and awakening, and that is hard. And to please be kind to yourself and just know that clarity is coming. I feel like the more that you lean into this energy of like acceptance and of like knowing you are growing, and things and people and places will need to be shed as you do grow, and you just accept that and you let yourself grieve that, I feel like things will become easier, and you'll look back with clarity and be like, I totally understand why things happened the way they did, and why that needed to happen or this needed to happen. I feel like, you know, you will have that clarity, and everything you've gone through will be worth it. That's something your higher self really wants you to know. I'm going to pull now a final message from my mindful messages deck. Sorry, I left it up here. I set the intention that these would be a channeled message directly from your higher self. Oops, my feathers went flying. And the light is wonky. I tried to stop it, but it's kind of being a pain in the butt. There we go. Yeah, like with this Empress card too, really quickly before I continue, like you see this like light, like your higher self wants to know, like, you are a luminous like being like deserving of love and all the good things, and your higher self just really wants you to know that. And this is part of the process of like making you see that about yourself, and like that you deserve good things, like you deserve love, you deserve to have light in your life, like, and especially like if you do know you have someone special or a special soul connection, like you are deserving of that connection. This person is like, you know, they are your mirror, and if maybe you're putting them on a pedestal, like you can only see those good things about them because you have them inherently in yourself as well. If you didn't have them, you wouldn't see those beautiful things about them. So that's just a random message. Also, full moons could be significant. Like you may be really affected by lunar cycles, or a good time to release would be a full moon. You may notice that, like, especially during the spiritual awakening process, that your emotions feel more volatile or like heavier, and that's because like the full moon is kind of like pulling them out of you, you know, like we are 70% water, the moon controls the tides. Like you're not going to convince me that it doesn't have an effect on us. All right, Spirit, can we have a final message from pile 3's higher self? A message they need to hear. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, we have expansive. Every day I am learning new things and expanding into my highest potential. Boom. I told you, like you are going through an awakening. You are you're expanding your consciousness. You are experiencing spiritual upgrades. It's just a time where things are going to feel stuck, and then they are going to just speed up, and before you know it, you'll be a different person, and the growing pains will be gone, and you will be embodying your higher self. So I'm really excited for you guys, and I'm sending you lots of love, because having been through a spiritual awakening, I can certainly empathize, but I really think clarity is coming soon, and pretty soon you will see the other side, and everything you went through is going to be worth it, okay? So I hope the message resonated with you guys, and I hope to see you again in another reading. Hi, Pile 4. If you guys chose this Queen of Cups card, then this is your reading from your higher self. So I'm going to slide her over here. I pulled some oracle cards, and you guys got 2 of these. So the first is knowledge with the number 34. That could be your age, or perhaps the number 7 is important. Then we have good fortune with the number 13. 444 is something coming through for this group, an angel number. Here we go. Then we have Jabba the Hutt with eat something new. What seems different or unusual to you right now might end up being your new favorite flavor. So here we are. Then we have faith, moving mountains. Trust in your ability to create miracles. The impossible is becoming possible. And then lastly, we have the Aztec goddess with fresh start. I'm not going to try and pronounce her name, but feel free to break it down in the comments for me if you know. But yeah, let's get into it here. So for some of you, it feels like your higher self is coming through to acknowledge that you're kind of going through a shedding of sorts. I feel like you are in the process of formulating for yourself like your own opinions and your own belief system. Like you are tapping into your intuition and being more open-minded. Perhaps even there is like a group of people that you've become out of sync with recently, and maybe you don't agree with what they're doing or what they're saying, and your higher self is, you know, saying like it's okay to step away from that and formulate your own opinions. I'm also getting with this Jabba the Hutt, like it's not so much about eating something new. I mean, it could be. Perhaps you are being encouraged to try like different foods, like ethnic foods, or that restaurant like that looks really interesting. Like you may really like it. And perhaps like you even ate that food like in a past life. Because the knowledge card can talk about Akashic records, like needing to tap into those, maybe get like an Akashic records reading. That could be something that's coming through. But the main message I'm getting is like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's important for you to decide for yourself, what you believe and who you are. And your higher self is kind of encouraging you to like go against the grain a little bit. They're also saying like you are manifesting at this time, and your manifestations are in the process. So don't give up hope. Like have faith. Like whatever you are manifesting, it is blessed. The Good Fortune card talks about like if you had like a query, or if you were wondering about something, like it's a clear yes. So if like perhaps you had something on your mind, like you wanted to start, or you were feeling called to travel somewhere, or to move somewhere, or to take the road less traveled, it's confirmation that from your higher self that is in alignment for you. And you are protected, because like I said, the 13 reduces to a 4, which talks about divine protection, angelic protection. Paganism may be something you're considering exploring. Perhaps if you do resonate with the message about establishing new belief systems, or your own opinions about things. This is a pagan symbol, so that could be the case. Knowledge here also tells me that there is something you are learning at this time, or you are being encouraged to learn. Like I said, like it can talk about accessing Akashic records from past lives. That may be helpful in the journey that you are going through at this time. Or it can be a call to share your gifts with the world. Perhaps like you have a fear of being seen, and your higher self is encouraging you to share your own gifts, and share your voice, because something you have to say is important, and it may be helpful to others. Faith is also the divine counterpart of Archangel Michael, so his energy could be significant. He came through in another pile, so if you feel drawn to another pile, you might have messages there. His number is 911 and 111. And 111 is a number that's been coming up a lot for me lately, and I knew a general meaning of it, but it basically means like you are in alignment with your highest path and like your purpose. And so if you've been seeing 111, like continue down that path. I mean, if it feels right to you. But it feels like, you are where you are supposed to be. And this is just further encouragement, like from your higher self, to like just keep continuing down the path. And don't apologize for becoming someone new, or having different beliefs, or for practicing like discernment, because it feels like that's what your higher self really wants to get through to you, is like to have discernment with like who you are spending your time with, like with your boundaries, with energetic discernment is something coming through, especially with Archangel Michael's counterpart coming through. You may need to practice like energetic discernment, so like social media, perhaps. Like there's a lot going on in the world, and it can be a very scary place, and it does weigh heavily on some of us. So perhaps practicing discernment and boundaries with social media would be something that's really helpful for you right now. Like sometimes when we're getting too many negative stories, or you know, negative feedback or reading hateful comments and things, like, they can take a toll on us energetically. But even with saying that, I still feel like you are getting messages intuitively about what's good for you, about what's not good for you, about, you know, what you believe, and you know, how you feel. Like, you are getting messages about discernment as well, and like your higher self just wants you, just really just wants you to trust yourself. And you know, in that, you know, you may lose people in having to like separate yourself and like step into a space of like energetic sovereignty, and that is okay. People come and go, and you know, you are at a fresh start, so new people will be coming in. I'm hearing something about new places, so you may be, you know, you may be called to travel to new places, experience new things. And I feel like your higher self wants that for you. They want you to experience so much, like so much culture. You may have like strong Sagittarius placements, because that's very Sagittarius, seeking knowledge. I tell you what, I am a Sag moon, and curiosity is just like, that is a peak of my personality. Like, I am genuinely so curious about all things, especially people's minds and things like that. So, and I love travel, so that could be something that, like I said, your higher self is encouraging you to do. But I just feel like this is just a message, and like, trust yourself and like use your discernment. That's really what it feels like. Like see her with this rainbow right here. She's just looking down, like focused on her rainbow and her own happiness, and she is at peace, right? So like, just keep yourself in that energy. Step away from people that are draining you. You don't have to drink the Kool-Aid and just go along with what everyone in your family or your friend circle is saying. You know, you can choose differently. You're a sovereign being. Like, do what you want to do. Like, I don't know why I feel like you don't need permission to do what you want to do, but it feels like your higher self is like trying to give you permission to do what you want to do. So I don't know how that resonates, but Belle is also coming through from the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast, as well as those little fairies from Fantasia, I think. Those little, like, dancing fairies. And I feel like that's what Spirit is asking you to do. Like, just be in your own energy. Like, you know, Belle always had her head down, like, in a book, like, just excited, not really, like, caring about what was going around her. And the fairies are kind of doing the same thing right there in the forest, like, dancing around and sleeping and, you know, drinking juice out of flowers, you know. No, not juice, but like dew and pollen and things like that, whatever fairies do. But it feels like that's the energy they are encouraging you to be in. So yeah, I feel like that's all I'm really getting. The name Faith could be important, or the name Daniel, that could be confirmation for you. Yeah, I feel like that's all I'm getting. So I'm going to pull a mindful message for you guys. Where did I set them? Oh, there they are. I set the intention that these cards would be a direct message from your higher self. So I'm just going to shuffle these real quickly. I apologize if it's loud. And there go my feathers. They always fly away when I shuffle. We have a final message from Pile 4's higher self. Hawaii may be significant. Maybe some of you are feeling called to go to Hawaii. I feel like if that's the case, you probably had a significant life there, especially with Akashic Records coming up. Or there's like, you know, there's like certain ley lines, and especially if you resonate with like someone who is supposed to be sharing their gifts with the world, and like someone who's supposed to be seen, there may be like ley lines and places you are meant to go to like activate certain like soul fragments and like really just like get you going on your path. So yeah, definitely travel if you have the means. You know, you could also, you know, if you don't have the means to do that right now, they have really cool like treadmills that have like walking paths on them, so you can visit certain places even if you can't physically go there. Last time I was on the treadmill, I walked the Louvre while I was carrying some weights, and the views are like really incredible. I'm sure it's with a drone, so that could be something that might like scratch the itch in the meantime while you figure out a way to physically travel. So all right, Spirit, one final message, a direct message from the higher self of Path for all right, subconscious mind. I realize that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I am subconsciously holding on to. So I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. My God, I cannot speak. But yeah, that confirms my message that I was saying. It's like you may be shedding beliefs or conditioning and like formulating your own thoughts and opinions. And I think it's important that you question or you continue to question the things you are taught to believe. And like I said, like don't drink the Kool-Aid. You know, you are entitled to your own opinions, and you can believe what you want to believe and validate yourself and let that be enough. The people that are meant to find you will find you when you embrace your authenticity and like your own inner truth. So if you do have to separate yourself from a group or friends or things like that, like they will be replaced with people who are more aligned with you. So do not be afraid, okay? Yeah, so I hope that message resonated with you. I feel like there was a lot of you in that group, so the message was very general, so I apologize if I missed the mark. But anyway, I hope you resonated, and I'll see you in another reading.